slightly more difficult.
So it's
stuff.
rewarding if you practice.
Yeah. So I think a big part of like designing a good game, or you see this in the classic games. I'm sure the Super Mario Brothers level 1 has been studied by game designers for a very long time now. But you see this with like, for example, like if you take a game like Contra. Like, in Contra, they give you the invincibility at the beginning of the game. Like, there'll be like some invincible thing that you, and I think it was like the Super Nintendo one. And then, but then like, it's like you get it because you're invincible, and kind of gives you a chance to get a feel for the controls and how to play without worrying about getting killed while you're still in the action. That must have been intentional, right? And so a lot of the, game design, it also has to take account for people who are getting into the game and how they can kind of have a step up of learning, by themselves as they're playing it. Right now, that threshold might be different based on generations and the person's personal tolerance, right? But I guess. Do you have any philosophies or ideas on where you kind of have to draw the line? Is like, are we dumbing it down at this point, or are we actually making good game design by helping? Like, where's that line, or do you have any like thoughts or philosophies on that?
I mean, in general, basically, like I mentioned to you, this game is not the game I will make.
Okay.
This is the game I was tasked to make, and doing the best to make capabilities.
Yes.
So the whole idea of this is making like a game that's more introductory without being like completely distilled.
Yeah.
Like some more examples.
Yeah, like arcade style. You put the coins in and you get right into it. Yeah.
Yeah. So for the most part, most of the people that I work with are not into fighting games.
Yeah.
So they're kind of the perfect focus group. And also we have like, there's like one like kind of like beginner fighting game players and a couple of like more intermediate players. So
sure.
So it's like people, and it's people like I can like back and forth some ideas with.
Yeah.
So in that regard, there's like there's not really that much of a threshold. Like in terms of design, I have kind of for the most part, free reign in terms of what to do and what not to do.
Yeah, okay.
So, I try to, like I said, I try to do it like as, it's not, I don't try to make things accessible. I try to make things approachable.
Approachable, okay. We can't avoid talking about 2XKO when we talk about like kind of approachable or accessible game design. One thing that I noticed about 2XKO is that it is one of those games where like there's a lot of stuff in there, like mechanically, and I mean this is like a tag game where you can parry, like that's it's like
especially during the second alpha lab, like they added more stuff, and that's why people started criticizing, because it started feeling overwhelming with all the stuff they had.
Yeah. So the thing is, like, every mechanic by itself is not like a complicated idea. Like everyone knows what, like, what they know what parries are, and like it's not hard to execute anything in terms of like a single thing, like a move, no DP motions, no motion inputs. Everything individually is kind of like a simple concept. But I think right now the what people are talking about online is that they kind of combined all those kind of simple ideas, and then now it's become this kind of now it's got everything, and then now there's so much to think about when you're playing, right? And so if you look at like games like take any Street Fighter with multiple iterations, like New Generation, Second Impact, Third Strike. The red parry doesn't come at New Generation, right? Red focus, came into Ultra Street Fighter 4.
Yeah, the later
right?
stages. Yeah.
The red thing and so these are kind of mechanical things that are kind of added after everyone has already learned the stuff in the past.
What was the name of the
Street Fighter 5 had V-Shift?
V-Shift, yeah.
V-Shift was added. So these are kind of things like, and I think if you look at the cycle of
even
these
Street
games.
Fighter 4, they had the delayed wake up also.
Oh yeah, they had.
Yeah,
they
that's right.
added delay wake up because of the infamous unblockables happening left, right, center.
Yeah. That was kind of like a way to add more variation into the gameplay. Because like, I remember
And
playing
then people got so smart that they would have covered both situations too
Oh
eventually.
yeah, but that's people learning the game. That is fun for people who are trying to figure
more
out
things
both.
to discover on the mechanics. They
Yeah,
added.
no, I mean, I like
That's the
right now
human
they stopped
capabilities.
working on the game, or there's no more patches for Street Fighter 4. But I went to arcades in Japan. I went to Hey Arcade,
Oh,
and I
dude.
played like a Kami player, and like I was like, man, this person mastered every single Oki situation like ever. I just feel airtight Kami in Ultra Street Fighter 4. I'm like, damn. But
you
like,
also have to think that like in general, Asian culture is more about like a focus and dedication. Like whatever you decide to do, whatever you decide to engage in, that must be like your full drive. You need to like you cannot half-ass things. Right.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Western culture is like enjoy multiple things, like a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Like, it was like
Yes.
It's like it's terrible being a nerd in Japan because there's always so much stuff you want to do, you can do.
Yeah, the rabbit hole's so deep though, and you feel like if you don't go that deep, then you don't belong or something.
No,
right?
and there's also like on this particular day there's like this gathering of this gameplay over here, but this other gathering of this other gameplay over here, and this event, unrelated event of something else like on another place, and I have to choose.
Yeah,
And it's like and I want to do all three of them.
Yeah.
So it's terrible. Meanwhile, people in general, it's like this is the thing. So, like you say, it's like Street Fighter 4 is the game I love. It's the game I'm devoted to. So I'm going to like perfect the craft of playing Kami in Street Fighter 4.
Yeah,
and that's like my devotion out. Like the free time I have outside of work. This is the goal.
Yeah,
This is the
yeah.
focus.
There's definitely there was back in Street Fighter 4 days. There was the Japanese culture of maining and specializing in a single character, right? It was Daigo was very stubborn to play even as secondary, even for hard matchups. But that was also because I guess the Nessica system was kind of encouraged that of playing your character. But it's definitely changed a bit now. I think like kind of character loyalty is kind of, I guess, like with some of the execution barriers being reduced, being able to play other characters is more possible now. And with the patch system, with games being patched more regularly, it benefits a lot.
It's not just that, like, because you start seeing, I think the factor is different. I think what has to do with it is mostly it's like for example, in Japan, the advent of esports and like actual cash prizes. It has changed everything because only recently they started like they figured out a loophole to start giving out cash prizes in Japan. Because basically like this whole esports license system.
Yes.
Basically, esports players can be considered like they're working on that, so they can receive like prize money. And then you start seeing, even in older games, like for example, a couple of years ago when Third Strike was at Evo Japan's on singles, and it was the first time the tournament had a cash prize money over there in Japan. In like big because there's been like smaller things, but this was like the first time they had like what can be considered like a reasonable payout, and that's the first time you saw the top. It was Chan 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 Jun 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 Chan Chan.
So I mean, there's something to be said about that, right? Like once when there's not that much on the line. Then you can be the character loyalist.
Yeah, you can play for pride or whatever you want. But now that there's like a real incentive to do well,
play to win.
That's a big difference. It's not like a culture. So it's just that like there was no real incentive to like really try hard the game.